My name is Sarah Mitchell. I'm 29 years old. When I was 21, my parents sat me down at the dinner table and told me they were giving my law school fund to my pregnant older sister. $92,000. The money my grandmother left specifically for my education. My mother smiled and said, "You can work, it builds character." My father didn't even blink. "Your sister needs us more." I didn't cry, I didn't argue. I said, "Okay." Then I hugged my mother and went upstairs. My phone lit up with a security alert. My father was trying to access the account while I was still in the house. But what they didn't know, 5 weeks earlier, I had already moved every cent legally and locked them out completely. Before I tell you how I used state law to protect myself from my own family, and how I later discovered they had quietly taken $13,850 from me over 12 years, drop a comment. Which city are you watching from? Because what happened next changed everything. It was a Sunday. I drove 2 hours from Manhattan back to Stamford. I had been at law school for 3 weeks, still adjusting, still trying to keep up. That morning my mum called and asked me to come home for dinner. "We need to talk. Emily will be here." I should have known. I had already prepared. The folder was in my car. Every mile I replayed her text from weeks earlier, that money is for the family. When I pulled into the driveway, I sat for a moment, took a breath, and whispered, "This ends tonight." Inside, Emily sat on the couch, eyes red. Dinner was quiet, forced. Then my father set down his napkin. "Your sister is 5 months pregnant. Daniel lost his job. She needs help." Then he said it. "We've decided to transfer your education fund to Emily." Not asked, decided. "That money will cover medical bills and help her get started. You can take loans, you can work." My mother added quickly, "You've always been independent. Emily can't work right now." Emily cried, "I'm sorry, Sarah." She didn't refuse it. I stood up calmly. "Okay." They were surprised. My mum started thanking me, but I cut her off. "Can I be excused?" Emily said. "I'll pay you back someday." I didn't respond. My mum hugged me. "I love you." I said it back, and I meant it. But love doesn't erase boundaries. Upstairs, I locked my door and checked the account. Over $92,000. "This is mine," I whispered. Soon after, the alerts began. Unauthorized login attempts, my father downstairs, trying again and again. Then the account locked. I could hear his frustration. Finally, he called up to me, demanding I come downstairs. I walked down calmly. "What did you do?" he demanded. "I don't understand the question." "I can't access the account." "I changed the password. I turned 21. It's legally mine." My mum's voice shook. "But you said okay." "I said okay to listening, not to giving you access." "That money was for family," my father snapped. I placed the folder on the table. "No, it was for my education." I showed the documents, my grandmother's letter, the law, everything. It was clear. "You planned this," my mother whispered. "I prepared," I replied. But I didn't tell them everything. Not yet. Because this wasn't new. When I was a child, my sister always came first. Piano lessons for her, maybe next year for me. Her car accident, paid from my account. Her failed college semester, paid from my account. Her cancelled wedding, paid from the emergency fund. That's when I started documenting everything. I worked my way through college myself. My parents paid nothing. Later, I checked the records. Withdrawals that weren't allowed, false memos. Even an email where my father was told he couldn't use my funds, and did it anyway. That's when I understood. I wasn't overlooked. I was the backup plan. But now, I had proof. Months later, Emily had her baby, Lily. I held her and whispered, "You will never have to earn love." Life moved on. I kept my distance, finished law school, passed the bar, started working in family law. My first case involved a young woman whose parents tried to take her inheritance. We won. "You're not selfish," I told her. "You're protecting what's yours." Over time, I built a career doing exactly that. Years later, after an article featured my work, my mother called. We met in person. "You help people whose families try to take their money," she said. "For the first time," my father admitted, "we see it." "We thought you were strong enough," he added. "I was," I said, "strong enough to protect myself." I told them the truth. "You spent everything on Emily, then came for mine." I showed the evidence. They had no answer. Emily joined us later, holding Lily. "I didn't know," she said. "You didn't ask," I replied. My father tried to push back, but I calmly explained the consequences he could have faced. That ended the conversation. "I don't need your money," I said. "I need honesty." Lily looked at me. "Are you Aunt Sarah?" I smiled. "Yeah." I told Emily we could try, slowly, but to my parents, I said, "You protected her. You sacrificed me." "I know," my mother whispered. I walked away lighter. People ask if I forgave them. That's not the point. They thought it was a family decision. It wasn't. It was theft. My grandmother gave me a future, and I kept it. Now I help others do the same. Being responsible doesn't make you disposable, it makes you powerful. I didn't break my family. I stopped letting them break me. My name is Sarah Mitchell. I'm 29 years old, and I built a life they couldn't take, because I didn't let them.